Okay, let's do a raid. I've been neglecting my tarot watchers. Let's see what the fucking bitch ass ex want to say. I don't know why. I don't even like that guy. Can't even stop. Whoa. He's like, stop dancing right now. Okay, stop. Go. I'm so attracted to you. Okay, so I'm so attracted to you. I want to be more than friends. That's not an ex. That's a new lover. Wow. I'm starting to understand our connection. You guys need to stop right now. Just being near you is intoxicating. What the fuck? This is actually normally the X deck, and this is all about your new. I look for you everywhere. And last, I hide behind material things in the reverse. Perfect. Wow, this is a lot of love here. Speak to me through music in the reverse. I feel like you speak directly to this person. And I like that because a lot of people listen to music to, because they feel a connection to it. Because the words in the songs sound like they relate to the pain that that person went through. But I don't feel like that matters here at all so far in your read whatsoever. I feel like the two of you have... Oh my gosh, you guys are really freaking me out. This is a very passionate, this is a very intense... Ooh, I heard money come into my bank. I don't know for what. Thank you, whoever sent me money. I'm so grateful for you guys. Shut up. That's the first time I've ever said that on a read. I'm blushing. You guys need to stop your stuff right now. I'm literally blushing. I might be a freaky sexy freak, but I do it in my room. All right. I wonder, well, let's just see. This had to be here. I wonder if you're happy without me. I'm going to say yeah. I've never been happier. I don't know about how you guys are, but if you're not happy, hit me up. We can figure out a solution plan. But I am going to tell you that if your unhappiness, I love you. Somebody's seriously in love with you. I'm not even kidding you. Okay, we know he's wondering, or she's wondering if you're happy without them. We're going to go ahead and sign it. It's a yes from me and Simon. So we vote yes. Simon? Okay, what about you, Ellen? Do you think he should go? You are right. Evans is sick. Hey! So Evans and yeah, there's like a couple of them, Harrelson and Hagison, and also Walrus, Mrs. Walrus. Yeah, she has red hair. You'll know who she is. She's thin red hair. Yep, perfect. Yep, it is the girl with the white scalp and the red hair. That's perfectly right. So all of them, they need to go. Thanks. No. 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 No, we're not going to be able to get you guys in at any time ever. Yeah. Okay, so now that we got all of the people that are not allowed in the group, we do have all the correct people here, and it looks like shit's looking really nice for you now that you removed all those fucking weenuses out of your fucking life. And you know what? A lot of times weenuses think they can play games with us, and you're like, really? That is fucking hilarious. So you think you can play games? Huh? You like playing games, huh? You're like, come on over. get over here, Linda. You're like, get over here. You're like doing the ninja shit, and all of a sudden, you know, you know, and you're just like, I don't even know. You Jackie Chan a bitch, and then you're done. You're done. You're done. People thought they didn't even know you had them. You know what I mean? They did not even know that. Anyways, so let's figure out what's going on here. Okay, so to clarify, I'm so attracted to you. I don't usually clarify with Oracle, but we're not usually fucking doing what the fuck we usually do. My only competitor is myself. Clarifies, I'm so attracted to you, which means I feel strongly what that card means. This person typically might feel a connection with somebody, but they could possibly run away. And so that's where that competitor with yourself is coming in. For whoever I'm speaking to, you could, well, I learned recently that there's like a thing called, well, I mean, we do self-sabotage. I don't know if you guys have heard that or not, but self-sabotage, I didn't really consider myself to have an issue with, to be honest, and it's a full-blown issue. It straight up says that we are fearful of being abandoned, and that some of us have full-blown, lost a lot over and over. And I just totally believe that. I know that for me personally, I've been very, very picky. I've dated a little bit, but I'll tell you what, you're going to be surprised to know that in the 4 years, it'll be 4 years in December, but I'm talking maybe less than 6 overnighters, 10 at the maximum in this whole 4 years. But I'm really sitting around 6 overnighters. And there was only maybe like 3, half of them maybe, that I enjoyed actually in my room or anything near me, in my home space, like anything like that. I have actually lacked an emotional connection towards somebody pretty much like the whole time. I've dated, and I am open-minded, and of course I'm willing to love the right person, but it's not really up to me like if we have that like perfect connection or emotional connection, and it's not about perfection to me, but it is about a very strong and a very true chemistry. No matter how much I flirt or dance or be sexy, to be honest, like I am very, very, very big on authenticity and chemistry and passion and balance, and I expect my man to deliver. I'm gonna deliver. So something that I didn't do though, which I'm doing different, is I'm healed this time around. I wasn't healed in my past relationships. I didn't even know we needed to be healed. I was in the middle of a CPS case when I was with Zeke, and I was coming out of Department of Corrections. I was not even out of it. I was like full blown legally shit, tons of legal shit. I was an actual dealer and an addict. The last time that I fucking sold dope, and I woke up, not here, it was fucking years ago, but fuck, what was it? It was like 2010, fucking, was the last time I sold dope. And I remember Zeke, he was standing over me. I didn't tell him that I did everything that I did. We were partying, you know what I mean? Zeke wasn't not into the dope. He was a drinker. And, we all were partying, but basically, obviously, anytime you settle down with another person, you're gonna have to correct. You're gonna have to do some changes. That's just what relationships are all about. And I remember waking up one day and fucking Zeke was standing over me. He was pissed. My little brother Colton thought he would fucking let Zeke know everything that I was doing because he thought that I wasn't giving him dope. I was out. So he blackmailed me. Oh, gosh. Big trouble. But anyways, we get in this big old fucking spiel that day. We both agree that we're not going to party anymore. However, we party. He was a drinker at the time. Now I'm a drinker, but I was never with him. I never was party. I've never actually gotten, I can't remember a time that I've never gotten drunk with Zeke. I can't not remember a time that I've gotten drunk with Zeke. He was always the crazy native drunk, and so I was never able to actually even consider having a drunk time, because if you're with somebody who's a fucking, with respect, a fucking just you have to babysit. Sometimes you have to babysit whoever the fuck you're with, and that was the case for me every day for 8 years. And in fact, he just like had drinking so much over that period of time and raged over his past unhealed issues that he brought to the relationship. And we were both going through so much shit that had nothing to do with each other, but together, you know, I'm not gonna lie, we lasted 8 years. We went through a lot, but you know, those are things that I'm not bringing in today. The worst thing that's happening with me is that I'm grieving my dad who passed in December, and I love him with all my heart, and here he is. And I don't consider that to be. I've done things very differently with my dad's death, other than threaten. Well, it's completely normal to threaten whoever was near your person when they passed, I think. At least, you know, it was never right. And I've talked to that person many times, and I'm in contact with everybody that is involved. And, we're all working through it the best way that we can. And to be honest, at the end of the day, what I can say is this, like, there's nothing really going on. That the worst thing for me that's going on is that me and my family maybe fucking never did really find friendship, love. I don't know. Some people have these really wonderful families. I have a dysfunctional one, and I'm not calling them dysfunctional. I'm just saying that we don't even fight anymore. We just straight don't talk sometimes, and it sucks and it's sad. So other than just missing, or just like we've all just like daydreamed of peace and closure and happiness with a person, and for me it's my family. I don't have any emotional attachments, and I'm not grieving any deaths other than this freshest one, and I think I've handled that pretty well. I've maintained my job and paid my bills and set new goals, and I've been accomplishing new goals, and everything's just been really going great for me. And that's what I see here, that you need to just know that you probably have a lot of the same things that I do. You probably have a lot of abandonment issues, and I want you to know that being that the brain actually programs whatever it is that we think within a 2-month time, all of our thoughts become our reality. And you need to understand that what you think and how you feel is what you have allowed yourself to become. And you really have to just know that. And it's not, if you don't want to, don't. I'm not gonna fucking waste my time on a damn motherfucker that fucking doesn't have fucking any ability to fucking keep up with the modern day fucking information. You wanna still do your own thing, you wanna still fucking be in your little box, anybody can. But at the end of the day, it's not gonna matter whatever you say out loud, because you're so intelligent that you're gonna figure this out. More than likely faster than most people. I did. I remember being in treatment at 19 years old, and I remember fucking everything that they were teaching these 30, 40, 50-year-olds, and I remember just picking up on it real quick. And I didn't really consider myself to be ahead of anybody, but these women, even the ones that had been in these inpatients, because I went through from 1 month to 6 months, I did 16 total treatments, 8 inpatient and 8 out. So I learned a lot, and I got to see a lot, and I heard about a lot of different stories. And like these women would always say, man, I wish I would have fucking understood things like you do at your age. And I was 19 at that time. And I've always noticed that along my lifetime, is that even at 4 years old, I knew even the people that were responsible for me were not people that I was in agreement with. So to clarify, I want to be more than friends. It says, don't adapt to the energy in the room. You need to influence the energy in the room. That's really sexy. That's dominance right there. I feel like it's saying that you need to make sure that you are in control of the situation. That's more likely what this person will need you to be doing in order for them to follow you. So it's saying you're in control. You're very sexy, you're very smart, you're very attractive, and I will not take somebody serious. Like, it basically, okay, I know how many times have I told you guys that the proper way to fucking handle a girl like me is to fucking literally tell her, you need to be fucking ready to go. You need to be very sexy. You need to go, you need to fucking be full blown fucking hardcore fucking action. You don't, no fucking frowny face, no fucking medium man. Like, can you fucking help me with the last 30-40%? I'm twitching out. I'm fucking having a glitch. No, that is fucking disgusting. Take your soggy ass, fucking disgusting ass shit away from me. So if you're somebody who actually is going to approach a woman like me, you will be dominant and you will be prepared and you will be sexy and you will be hardworking and you will be assertive. There's not a lot, there will be no question asking, like, I'm ready to take it. I've heard a lot of stories about other girls and how they don't treat you guys well. I'm starting to understand our connection, and it says it's a good day to have a good day. You guys are cute. Yeah, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys a little tip and trick too. A lot of my homies have been saying, why does this girl do this? Or why does this girl do that? Or they do this or they do that. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm a full-blown fuck the shit out of you date. It's not, like, what do you mean we're not? I get fucking pissed if you don't fuck me. Like, why are we even here? Literally, I think completely like a dude. So I'm going to tell you right now, like, I already know bitches. They're so sick and disgusting. And so are dudes. Basically, some people legit want one thing. So their one thing could be sex, money, drugs, alcohol, shit. I've even had many friends ask me for fucking shit for their fucking boyfriend. What the fuck? You know, like, I was just saying that the other night, that one of my friends be like, I don't know, she'd be like, hey, can I get a cigarette? And you're like, yeah, sure. Come to find out, you remember out of nowhere, you know, like, she don't fucking smoke. You know, sitting at $13 a pack, it's not about being a penny pincher. It's about us starting to just say, no. Period. It's about us saying no. We don't say it. And if we actually sat there and we had if we had somebody that actually calculated it in, whether it was time, emotion, heart space, soul space, money, loss. I mean, I'm talking, I bet you'd be sitting at 80 to 90% of your fucking life was spent. Your money was spent on fucking shit you don't have in your life anymore. People that are not fucking respectful to you, fucking wasted of time. And you know, anybody that honestly asked you to do anything for them and didn't actually think, I gotta get this figured out. I can't keep fucking calling people and asking them for rides. I gotta seriously go down to the DOL today and figure out what it is, what steps I need to take. That's what you're looking for. You want to be around people that are like, hey, do you think you can possibly give me a ride today? I'm very sorry. I can give you, $20 for gas. Because you're not going to be wanting to work with them 5 times. It's not about the fact that you can literally scarcely get to wherever this person's destination point is. They're like, I calculated out and it's going to be $3.76. So why would I give you 10? You're like, why the fuck would I care about anything for you? If fucking literally you're going to have the bare minimum for me and you want to literally calculate it, that's what we're dealing with here. Like, if they even calculate, dude. But I'm telling you what, is it not insulting literally every fucking day? Even some dumbass bitch shows up yesterday and literally tells me supposedly that somebody wants to purchase the chainsaw that I already purchased. But literally, they were clearly bullshitting because the bitch never fucking came back. And that's okay. I got the chainsaw from that person. And so I know myself. And I'll tell you 2 reasons why the fuck I drop people. And it's the only 2. Because I've kept so many people in my life for so long. But at the end of the day, even if it's shitty that people might do these 2 things for me, it's fucking really maybe the 3 things only keep me from talking to somebody. You have to die. The cops have to get involved. Or you literally fucking do something like this. And you lie to me. And to me, money does not matter. I mean, the chainsaw was cool, but everybody even made fun of me because the damn thing was loose. And that's how that person actually started it themselves. More than likely, they probably, if they didn't have it tightened, and they actually took that opportunity to start that chainsaw without it like looking proper, and 15, 20 dudes on my thing immediately say that thing right there is wrong, and this man right there doesn't even consider anything that all these other men say. That shows that that man more than likely maybe doesn't even operate. Who knows if he even knows what to do? Not one of my men on my channel said anything like this person said. And I literally pretty much got blasted because I operated a chainsaw with a loose chain. Now I know because my men on my channel taught me. This bitch that I bought it from didn't even tighten it, and he was physically there. And so it just shows me that he is very different than any other men that I fucking have on my channel, which is why we were gonna go ahead and just say, okay, so you were that different from the get-go, that from everybody that I love very, very, very much. Shady bitch. You didn't have it tightened. You let me run it, and I'm not blaming. I'm just saying, what if one of those fucking malfunctions honestly could have injured me or anything? If all these people over here are saying, hey, and he was just like super cool with it. These are things that we're gonna want to start literally, no doubt, dealing with in the moment, not paying attention to, dealing with. And so, you know what, honestly, that's what we need to do. We don't need to be worrying about what any motherfucker fucking, if you guys have got to stop, honestly, worrying ever. Some of you I hear right now as I speak these words, some of you guys are still worried about having friends. And I hear that sometimes. And of course, you know, I want all of you to have friends. But when you're worried about having friends, what is going on in your mind is that there was more than likely some kind of traumatizing and embarrassing event that happened in school while you were in middle school or high school possibly, but more than likely middle school in here, even elementary. These were in your very young years. So trauma that changes people's dynamic are gonna be different. Some of us grew up in a very abusive homes, and school was our outlet. It was the only place we were allowed to go. Some of us only were receiving, you know, words of affirmation from our teachers, things like that. Versus, you know, more than likely the ones that were into friends, you might have had decent parents, and you may not think that, but go home and fucking help your parents cook a fucking batch of meth, because that's what we did. Do you know that hanging out with my dad meant that, you know, when we went with my dad, in fact, I bet you none of y'all fucking do this shit. My dad would say, come on, kids, let's go for a drive. Going for a drive with my dad means that there's a set of binoculars for us underneath the passenger seat. And what we did with my dad is we had to look out into the big ass fucking open fields, because we lived out in the country, so there's farm fields everywhere. What we were looking for is white tanks. Those are filled with anhydrous. We were also meant to go to every pharmacy throughout the entire county to buy pseudoephedrine. You buy 2 boxes of pseudoephedrine a month. And we needed lithium batteries, because that's what we did. We put lithium underneath the ground. And we also, I watched hundreds of fucking buckets, 5-gallon buckets come out of the floor, the ground. It started with just a basic fucking flat land. Next thing you know, you got a fucking 5-foot round, maybe 7. It was about 5 I'd say it was 3 to 5 feet. Perfect fucking deep ass tunnels, dude. Deep ass tunnels. My dad had a dope ass one. This one was my favorite one, man. Forking more when he died, dude. Oh, dude, you don't even know. Some people, that's what I'm saying, like, but this one, though, I gotta tell you, though, it's fucking dope. Out in the field, fucking, you see this fucking old ass, fucking dirty ass fucking pallet. For those of you who don't know what pallets are, it is what they carry fruit and produce on when they put it into the semi truck and it comes down the fucking road and it delivers it. But pallets hold large fucking stacks of fucking boxes of freight. I just love anything guys do. You guys do the best shit. I wish I was a journeyman, but my dad has one. I just love that one. But out in the field, he was just such a smart and funny guy, man. My dad was a psychopath all the way. But psychopaths, for some of you, if you know, they're happy. They don't actually have the ability to feel sad or regret anything that they've done. And so you'll see them smiling all the time. And you may not even know that they even care if they've even hurt you. But they don't think they hurt you. And they don't care because they don't think they hurt you. They don't consider it hurt. To them, it was a wonderful experience. But my dad had this one, and it was just an old pallet, and it was literally overgrown with weeds everywhere on this field. And so you just see the pallet. Let's just pretend like the pallet's where you guys are, and I'm here, and fucking out of nowhere, I don't know, there's a wire. Let's just pretend this is the wire. He just pulls the wire, and I shit you not, the pallet, blink, opens up, and there's fucking an underground fucking room. That's how we always had it. There, I bet you underneath your fucking yard, dude, you need, I'm talking hundreds of underground places. My dad used to hang up Christmas lights all the way around, and every step that anybody took showed us where they were outside the building. It went with the movement. Every step. Blink, blink, blink. The lights moved with the steps. He had another thing set up, you know, where static would occur from the stereo. Steps created static, and that's what you guys just need to understand is like that at the end of the day, we all go through different things, and it makes us who we are. And I'll tell you what, regardless of those stories that you hear me say, my dad was so funny, and if it wasn't for my dad having his goofy ass shit, he'd always prank us too. He'd say, "Oh no, Dad, the cops are coming," and we'd be like, we didn't even use drugs when we were cooking with him most of the time. And then when we started to use drugs, I didn't really know what I was even supposed to be feeling or doing. So I would just literally go to bed and I would go to school. I never stopped working hard. We didn't start even partying until after my sister Kinsey died. Luckily for me, my foundation was work ethic. I was raised on a farm, and I worked for my drug making dad. I remember big piles of fucking meth. Big ass fucking trays, dude. I did not know. We were around the cartel all the time. We'd be like, "Oh, hey, Mario." Yeah. My dad used to joke around all the time. He'd say, "Don't end up with a Mexican." He always told my sister Tasha. He never told me that, but he told Tasha. I don't know why the fuck, but maybe, I don't know, maybe he just knew that she liked Mexicans. I don't know, but he would always say, "Don't you dare, Tasha. You end up with a Mexican, you're gonna end up barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen." He was so funny. No, he was a very happy man. And like, at the end of the day, that's what you're gonna look at. It's like, where are you at with those experiences in your life? Are you able to just kind of, you know, to me, I could sit here every day and be like, "Fuck that. I had the worst childhood. I had to cook meth. You know, my life sucked." And I don't feel like that at all. Do you know what I feel like? I feel like, what the fuck? Obviously, that's completely inappropriate. But at the same time, I'm just like, wow. I've always noticed the smarts and the skills that I ended up getting from those moments, dude. And it has advanced me in my career beyond anything that I could fucking imagine. From watching fucking even CEOs try to pimp me out, my dad already taught me all that shit. My dad already had taught me that shit, bitch. I fucking at 4 years old was watching all my dad fucking pimp me. Dude, so many times people brought in the best of the best fucking stuff, because in the drug world, people trade, you know? And like, he would just be able to navigate his way, and honestly, at the end of the day, he got everything that he really wanted as far as like business and scoring went. But he taught me a lot of other things too. He taught me that he never chose a woman. He never settled down right there. And that's where that running away is coming in, I think. My dad's trying to give you a warning. I didn't know this was coming in. So my dad is actually super cool, you guys. He's just amazing. I miss you, Dad, and I'm just so grateful that you're my dad. But my dad's telling you something tonight, men. My dad is saying, and not just men, but women too. My dad is asking you guys to please choose a lover before you run out of time. Because at the end of it, my dad ended up losing his health, and he didn't have a good woman to take care of him, because he got so into running away. He got so into not choosing, and it ended up being the end. In the end, I'm not gonna lie, you know what he ended up with? And I'm not disrespecting, but we need to be truthful, and I'll tell you what, he legit ended up with fucking a schizophrenic woman who was on drugs with him, and you can only imagine. Like, he was always saying that she talked to herself. I never seen it really, but it was not who we fucking thought he was gonna be with. And then not even just that, but he had some fucking skanky ass bitch fucking literally living on the other fucking side room. So 2 bitches he didn't even want. A 3rd bitch who shows up when he dies, and she's like,
"This was the bed that we used to fucking sleep on together. Can I have it, please?"
by all means, take all of them, because I definitely don't want the bed that my dad had sex with somebody on, you sick fucks. All 3 of you, get the fuck out now. Because honestly, my dad didn't want any of you. He wanted us. home and in his life, and he didn't know how to make connections with people because he never learned. That's all. He never learned that honestly people wanted to make them with him. And so today I tell you that I want to make a connection. I still want to get married, and I have never been married because I've watched my parents do some dumb shit. I'm not. My favorite stepdad shouldn't be a word, but it is, and we all have different favorites. Kudos, shout out to you, John. You're my favorite stepdad. My sister's favorite stepdad is Bill. Shout out to you, Bill, in heaven. Thank you for all you did. I was never close to you, but my favorite thing that I ever did to you was Bill hated nails, like fingernails, and so I would always just fuck with Bill. I didn't have a problem with Bill, but I never had a bond with him either. I was such a bitch. I used to stick acrylic nails in like you know, the nails. He was always out there doing gardening and shit, and he was like running to the rototiller, and like he'd be like down there just like planting the tomatoes and shit, and then I would deliberately place full-blown fingernails like coming up and out of the dirt, because he was always working in the dirt on the fucking produce and shit, and like all of a sudden you can only imagine like and fucking creepy fingernails are coming up out of the dirt. That was his biggest fear, and so I couldn't help it. But I just want you to know that you guys are literally amazing, and not to block love out. You guys have a very passionate connection coming in, and what it's telling you is that you guys need to understand that this habit of yours about like stopping love before it starts, it's got to stop now. Otherwise, basically what's will happen is same thing that happened to my dad, you guys. You're gonna end up with somebody that you don't even be with, and you're gonna be like looking around, and you're gonna have 3 of your bitches there, and you're gonna be like still just like, fuck, I don't want any of you. That's not the life that you want. And that's something that he taught me, was to make sure that I settle down. I would say my dad's saying, and then my dad has another tip of advice. He says, Tara, don't ever announce that you're with anybody on social media until after 6 months of seeing each other. That way you don't look like an idiot. And you don't also stop your other options. He was the king of pimps. He would say, don't do that because fucking, you know, you don't want to fucking make yourself look like a fool. But I'm pretty sure it's also because like, you go through this like phase of a breakup, and then you also may lose attractors. And he didn't say that. He didn't say why. He just said, don't do it. I look for you everywhere. Oh wait, it says, just being near you is intoxicating, and it's clarified by, if you're going to rise, you might as well shine. So some of you guys were probably rising financially, and now you're shining in your heart. I think you're falling in love, and so you should. And it says, I look for you everywhere, and it's clarified by, women who invest in themselves go further. So you have found somebody who's very career savvy and very beautiful, and they take good care of themselves, and they are happy, and they also, I feel like they're very smart. And so this person is going to be able to easily, like what the, you know what I love about this energy is, like, whatever the biggest fucking problem that has been for you is, this person literally, it's easy peasy. Your woman or your man, whoever you're about to get with, like, they have the fucking solution. Dude, babe, no problem. Like, literally no problem. Like, your problems might have felt like they were endless, and like to them it'd be like simply like you're looking at the garbage can and it doesn't have a bag, and to you maybe you don't know anything about garbage bags. Like, that is what's coming to mind, and that's how simple it is for them. And they're like, what are you talking about, babe? And you're like,
This just looks different. It looks different than the way that it was just before, babe.
like, maybe they even say like, babe, would you mind, maybe they hand you the garbage bag. They're like, take this out to the garbage, and you come back in, and then you just see the garbage all of a sudden, and maybe it went from white to black, and you're just stumped. You've never seen a garbage bag. You don't even know what a garbage bag is, you know what I mean? And so you're just like horrified. You're like, I could have swore the garbage was white. That's like the image I'm getting, and like that's how simple of a solution it is for the person that you're with. Like, I feel like, man, you know what? You've unfortunately been surrounded by probably fucking people that were fucking having you in an underground tunnel fucking cooking meth. Thank God for me, I knew it for the shit they were doing was weird. Anyways, that's why I always start off with the Big Dipper and dreamed of my ass getting the fuck out of there. But it says, you speak to me through music, and it's clarified by, a girl in the right shoes can conquer the world. That's what I told you. See, you speak to me through music in the reverse because they speak to you directly. Dude. Some of you have found somebody that you're super in love with. Oh my gosh, I can't even. And then yes, the I love you card did come out. And it says that this person does not hide behind material things, and that they are actually truly confident in like anything that they have. That's just who they are. And the last one says, well, we'll hide behind material things, and it says take a risk or lose the chance. So that's great that clarifies to hide behind material things in the reverse, because without material things to worry about, this person is already revealing who they really are. And you're not going to be shedding layers or seeing this person shed layers and become different over time. You're going to literally be like, I saw you. It was like I'm hearing love at first sight. I cannot. I love you is clarified by make them stop and stare. And you did. Some of you guys have already reached out to your person, and you took that leap of faith, and you were brave, and you did make them stop. You did make them stare, and you can do these things. And when you don't end up successfully engaging with somebody, you go through two different things. What was my approach, and how you can find the common denominator when it comes to the wrong approach is go back through your messages and see if you've said the same sentence or pickup line. Are you using a pickup line, or are you being authentic? Because pickup lines don't work. That's fake. You have to truly just be yourself. Truly be yourself. And like plenty of times I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm just over here fucking, I just scratched my butthole and fucking I wet my eye and now I have pink eye, and they're like, well, it could have been true. It's crazy. You know what, fuck it. Honestly, at the end of the day, if somebody's gonna fucking dump you because you got pink eye anyway, it's like, they better know now. You need to know now. Shit like that. And so, it says know your worth, and it's clarified by, if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you in the reverse. But your last person, exactly, it didn't challenge you, and you do know your worth. This person didn't stimulate you from your past, but this whole new thing that you have going on with this new person, OMG. So we only had 2 cards out of an entire deck. So both of these decks actually are for somebody who needed a lift me up from a breakup. And you know what? Regardless, we're talking, let me see. $17 cards. 15 out of 17 we're talking about how happy literally you're going to be with this new person. And the only 2 cards that have anything to do with any type of concern would say that you may be somebody who pushes people away and runs away from emotional, like when you feel a connection with somebody, you might not know what to do with that emotion, and you might push them away or run away. And it says that your ex wonders if you're happy without them, and you're very happy, very clearly. And then the last thing just said simply that this person was not stimulating, and they were not on your level whatsoever. They had nothing in common with you, and they showed no respect to you. So there's absolutely really zero anything whatsoever when it comes to you. You didn't ask shit about your ex. You weren't even thinking about your ex. For whoever I'm speaking to, you got love, bro, coming your way, and you also have love on your mind.